how much in a culture is sex exposed to a kid during puberty? And at a young age, how, open is it? Is it promiscuous or not? Is it do the kids have to hide it? Okay, and this probably isn't the angle that you first think of. But hear me out. So, I want to look at a kid going into puberty. The entire planet is driven by, you know, sex. And my education's in relationship psychology, sexualities, but I didn't learn this there. This is something that I see in a different way. Now, the human body drives. Everything is built around this you know drive towards reproduction and sex. The male in any species in the planet has to compete for the female the rights to mate. And in any species, you're going to have a size ratio, and that size ratio is dependent upon the investment that the parent, depending on the male or female, has to give or gives on average to raise the child or the offspring. So when you have penguins, it's a mutual thing. They're the same size. In humans, there's 15% difference between male and female. The female, takes care of the kid a little bit more. And then when you look at like an elephant seal, something that does things in bulk, there'll be a big size difference, because what they do is it's like they have these players points like on a video game, and the size difference goes towards the one that raises or has more of an investment, and the rest of your players points goes towards testosterone, so that the males will compete for the rights of the female. Look at a spider. Male's dinky. Why? Because his investment, it's huge. He's done, he gets eaten, it's over. The rest goes to the female. Some of those pack ones, where there's a harem and the winner takes all, they're like 4 times the size. Elephant seals is one of them. Now, fish, they're often not really much of an investment for either one, so they're close to the same size, but you'll see this. The glands, the sperm, the balls, will be bigger on how monogamous the species is. So you look at these primal aspects from all angles, and it's so primal. Now, everything's driven around it, even in people, however you want to look at it. The best job, the best car, the best money, the best, going to the gym, taking care of yourself, it gets the hotter chick, and you know what, it's bad, because right now they know it in this point of age, and they use it. And I'm not saying that, chicks are scandalous in any way. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is it's a fact. People drive to do better, and it keeps a species from tapering off. If being lazy got the hottest chick, then man, I'll never do anything. And it's not. It's opposite. They find it more attractive. Masculinity is found more attractive during ovulation for a reason, so that she would seek this masculinity, so that her bloodline would have the best chance of carrying on and going through. So when everything so right here is drive around sex. Without it, we wouldn't make it. Now, we learn critical things during certain point in development, and those things, if we learn how to walk 6 months earlier than this other guy over here, he's going to have to learn. Let's say there's a step in between, he's going to have to learn how to do that without walking. And so everything that he learns after that point is going to be tweaked just a little bit. Well, when we go into puberty, there is not a force on the planet that can stop a teen from thinking these thoughts and wanting these thoughts. and being driven towards it. Now, it doesn't matter if you stop it and don't let them see it. If you hide it from something that is their body is completely in control. Your hormones twist everything, and they mix the way you want something and seek it. If you've never paid attention, like if you're horny or whatever, and you you could hear something completely different, and go reread your messages when later after you're done doing your thing and talking to a lover. After get off, it changes everything with the view. It's like, yes, I'll do this and that and this, and you're saying what you can and driving towards it, and all of a sudden, well, anyway, how's the game going? It's like over. It's a complete change. Now, when a teen is driven towards that in a society, when the culture theirself in a mass, let's say use the United States, or anywhere that's high in crime. Let's look at United States. We have even Canada. It's just not violent in like a murder or anything, but or Honduras or Central and South America, where this number, we have high crime. And check this out. So at that age, at that 12, 13, 14 years old age, they hide sex, or there's a lot of families, and they have different relationships in the home where they don't get to have their own space, or it's talked down upon. Southern United States, all these little Christian, all these Southern belles, their dad's up their butt, and they can't have any freedom. They're told it's wrong to do these things. Well, we're teaching them at 12 years old how to sneak away from something and do something wrong, because they think it's wrong, and they have to hide it, because you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop a hormone from clicking off. Now they're sneaky. Now they're learning these things in a negative way. And so the next time they go to do something wrong, whether it's not look at a porno or it's not feel away, you can't stop testosterone from taking a boy's head. You can't. So now, at 14, they're going to want to do something else wrong. And instead of it feeling wrong, it's not as wrong, because they do wrong all the time when they think about these things, because it's not talked about. Look at this. We have Singapore, Iceland, number 1 and 2 lowest crime rates in the world. By 2 years under the global average, Iceland has the youngest, by far, the youngest average age of having sex. It's open to talk about. It's not considered wrong. It's not hidden. They have multiple partners in their lifetime. And why? Why do they have the lowest crime on the planet? Because they don't believe that they're doing things wrong. They're not training their kids to do things that are wrong from their age. Now, if you did something and you do it once, twice, 3 times, it could be happy, it could be whatever. The more times you do it, the more complacent you are at doing it. If you want to be best on the baseball field, if you want to do your job not until you get it right, but till you don't get it wrong, you do it and you practice and you go over and over and over. And then it becomes second nature. Well, if we're teaching people to do things wrong on second nature, what do you think that's doing to the society? What do you think it is when you tell somebody that's got a couple extra pounds or is white that they need to be super hot and they need to cover up, and they need to do these, they need to be comfortable in their skin, and they need to, not feel like every time they do something, they're doing it wrong. If they're going to go out with their girlfriends and they feel like, that it's not okay what they're doing, they're learning how to sneak. They're learning how to do things without being caught. That behavior, that attitude, that drive is what's training them. Number 1, in having toys is like Iceland again. They have sexual toys and they have partners and they're open and they like to have fun and they consider that having fun, not like this this thing that they're not allowed to do, but their body's telling them to do it. There's going out. They do not have gender roles. And that's another thing. Those gender roles, not only does it cause tension over here, but it makes this like, you know, the male has to do this thing, and then it adds a competition and it adds this pressure. Well, over there's not as much gender roles. Over twice as many women in you know, in the governments. There's more of an equalism, and that equalism, it makes it more comfortable in what they want, not, you know, making people compete and making guys, you know, that are shy get the shaft, or, you know, or the girls feel like they have to sit there. No, it's fun, it's open, they deal with it, they do these things because they want to, because they have fun, not because somebody stops them. If you look at it, the 5 top crime rates in the entire planet are like the most conservative 5 countries. Then you got these other ones that are open to sex and early sex, and their kids aren't hiding it and they're not going through these phases. And you know what? The lowest crime in the planet. Now, I mean, it's not the only factors, but it's the biggest. I could almost guarantee. You look at crimes as far as like violent or sex crimes or any of those. If you have, you know, as far as the theft ones, when you have like a high class and a low class real close together, and then right outside their things is it, you know, right outside the walls, they do have spikes. But number one it's right there. Are they feeling like they're doing things that are wrong from a young age? Now, the winter to summer has a different pressure. We're going to get into that, especially because the pool flips. Now, I mean, you're going to see the biggest change between some of these things, you know, 13 to 17. You know, where you know, if dopamine's dropped, then it's like, I'm happy on the second time it drops more, and you're more influenced by it as a 15-year-old teenager than you are as a 25-year-old who's done it 1,000 times or 100 times or 50 times. And so even the more you do it, the more complacent again you become, and so the less of an impact it's causing. But so 13 to 17, you know, the winter summer swing, or the I didn't do anything bad. I mean, it's gonna start to take a less and a less effect the older you get. But truth of the matter is hiding sex and hiding it as a culture, making it not able to find, and we can't see it, causes us to have high crime rates. So think about that the next time that you have your young daughter that she could be 18 or 20, or, you know, I had a girlfriend born on the same day as me at 21, and her dad's still yelling at her. What'd she do? She, you know, rebelled, pushed away. I mean, she knew what was right and wrong, but she had the willpower to do it a lot. But there's so many of them that don't make it there. You know, if they're breaking the law from a young age, they're going to continue to break it later. And if they believe that they're doing wrong, and it doesn't even have to be wrong, it's the intent, the feeling, what do they feel inside, and we're training them. I can't beat that in your head enough. Training kids to break the law based on making them hide something that we were designed to do. Our bodies, our everything pushes us for it. Covering up sex in a culture, in a civilization, in a group of people allows us, trains us to be content with doing the wrong thing.